Hello BBN, because Mika Morinan might be the guy Pope should sign for the Wildcats. Let's analyze the news, but first, subscribe to the channel to receive more Wildcats news. The Wildcats are on the radar of one of the most coveted names in the 2026 class, Mika Morinan, the big 5-star Finnish power forward. Kentucky's inclusion on the shortlist of 7 finalist schools for the recruit is news that not only reaffirms the program's appeal, but also gives coach Mark Pope a unique opportunity to shape the team's future. The young European, ranked the 8th best player in the country and first at his position by the On3 industry ranking, has already demonstrated clarity about what he seeks in his next step in the world of basketball. For him, his role within the team and his playing style are decisive factors. Morinan sees himself as a differentiated player, capable of shooting, mastering dribbling skills, and operating both in the paint and on the perimeter. This multifaceted profile is exactly the type of athlete who can thrive under Pope, known for his infectious energy and ability to bring out the best in his players. In an interview with On3, Morinan made clear his enthusiasm for Kentucky and its coach. "They're one of the universities I'm keeping an eye on right now," said the 17-year-old. His analysis of the team reveals a mature understanding of how the program utilizes its centers and power forwards, allowing them to explore different facets of their game. Furthermore, his words about Pope are music to the ears of Kentucky fans. "He's a big, funny, energetic guy, and I like that," said Morinan, highlighting the coach's charismatic personality as a differentiator. This initial connection between player and coach could be crucial in the decision-making process, especially when so many other college basketball giants, such as Duke, Michigan, and North Carolina, are also in the running. The official visit to the Lexington campus, scheduled for this fall, will be a key moment in this process. Although a previous trip was canceled, Morinan is expected to finally have the chance to experience the vibrant environment and top-notch infrastructure that have made Kentucky a desirable destination for so many talented players over the years. The impact of a successful visit cannot be underestimated, especially when the player expresses interest in understanding how he will be utilized within the system. If Pope and his staff can convey a clear and compelling vision of how the Finn would fit into their tactical plans, the chances of attracting this big name will only increase. It's important to note that coach Mark Pope has a significant challenge ahead. With rivals like Arkansas and Michigan having already hosted Morinan for official visits, Kentucky needs to ensure its offer is compelling. Furthermore, the player himself has revealed that he intends to make his decision by the fall or winter, adding urgency to the recruiting effort. To achieve this, Pope must focus on highlighting the unique qualities the program offers, a combination of tradition, national exposure, and a commitment to the individual development of its athletes. Morinan represents much more than just an elite recruit. He's the type of player who can shape a team's identity. His versatility allows him to be a central piece both defensively and offensively, while his international experience brings an additional level of maturity and understanding of the game. For Kentucky, signing a player like him would be a masterstroke, reinforcing the program's status as a talent hotbed and further elevating the team's competitive level. If there's one thing that's clear from this situation, it's that Mark Pope has an unmissable opportunity. He's already captured Morinan's attention with his energy and approach, but now he needs to turn that initial admiration into commitment. This will require not only creative recruiting strategies, but also a genuine effort to show the young Finn that Kentucky is the right fit for him. With the calendar quickly moving toward official visits and Morinan's declaration of intent, the next few months will be crucial. For Wildcats fans, the hope is that Pope and his staff can seal the deal and ensure Morinan's talents can thrive at Kentucky. Kentucky football is experiencing a period of renewal and optimism, especially when it comes to the offensive line, an area that has been considered the program's Achilles heel for years. Under Stoops, the coach who has demonstrated an almost surgical ability to rebuild key players, the team appears to be finally finding solutions to a problem that has persisted since the end of the 2021 season. The hiring of Eric Wolford after the 2023 season was just the first step in a meticulously planned strategy to restore the offensive line to the robustness that characterized it in the past. Stoops doesn't hide his satisfaction with the progress made during the offseason. During SEC Media Days in Atlanta, he spoke enthusiastically about the group's progress, highlighting the maturity and experience brought by transfer players. These reinforcements are not only talented athletes, but true leaders on and off the field. They arrive at Kentucky with resumes packed with significant snaps in high-level competitions, something that promises to make all the difference in the quest for stability and efficiency. Among the new names emerging as key players is Joshua Brown, a former Arkansas native, whose presence at left guard could even earn him preseason All-Sec honors. The Florida native brings with him the strength and consistency needed to help the offense regain control of the line of scrimmage. Alex Walschlager, coming from Bowling Green, where he was a starter for several years and earned first-team All-MAC honors in 2024, takes over at right tackle. His aggressive and technical style is exactly what Kentucky needed to further strengthen this unit. G.S. Pete, a transfer from New Mexico State, arrives with extensive experience at left tackle and promises to be a crucial piece in protecting the quarterback and opening up running lanes for the run game, but the rebuilding effort isn't limited. 2 transfers alone, Yeager Burton and Yalen Farmer, 2 returning starters, provide some stability on the inside line, while Evan Wibberley, formerly of WKU, and Malachi Wood returning provide quality depth to the group. This combination of outside experience and internal talent reflects a strategic plan aimed not only at solving immediate problems, but also at creating a solid foundation for the future. In recent seasons, it has become clear that Kentucky's success depends directly on its ability to impose its will at the line of scrimmage and establish a consistent running attack. Without this, the team often struggled to win important games. Now, with the investments made and the changes implemented, the program appears to be moving in the right direction. Off-season indicators suggest that this unit is in a much better position than in recent years. And Stoops, with his infectious optimism, has already declared himself very happy with the group. With all these changes and additions, Kentucky enters the new season with a renewed sense of hope. Mark Stoops, ever pragmatic, knows there's still work to be done, but progress is already visible. We want to see a new kind of football this year, don't we? Archie Goodwin talks about Kentucky's 2012-13 season and what could have been done differently. It's one of the most intriguing chapters of the John Calipari era in Lexington. After winning the national title the previous season with a squad like Anthony Davis and Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, expectations for the team that followed were astronomical. However, the reality proved to be very different, an uneven campaign culminating in an NCAA tournament absence, followed by an early exit from the NIT, left fans and analysts questioning what could have been done differently. Among the protagonists of this turbulent period is Archie Goodwin, whose recent words about that year shed light on the challenges the team faced and the decisions that shaped its fate. Goodwin, then a freshman and one of the top recruiting prospects that year, arrived at Kentucky under great pressure. His position within the roster, however, was inconsistent throughout the season, something he now points to as a key reason the team failed to reach its full potential. During a revealing interview on the KSR podcast, Goodwin discussed his experience in detail, offering a candid and introspective look at how Calipari's system of play and the changes in each player's role impacted his performance and, consequently, the team's collective performance. At the beginning of the season, Goodwin was the starting point guard, a role that allowed him to exploit his natural traits as a versatile and dynamic transition player. He thrived in this role, helping Kentucky rank among the top 10 teams in the country. A close loss to Duke early in the season was a clear example of this, with Goodwin demonstrating his ability to create plays and pressure the opposing defense with his ability to run downhill, a term he uses to describe his efficiency in getting into the paint and creating opportunities for both himself and his teammates. This style of play, in fact, was characteristic of the point guards Calipari had coached in previous years, such as John Wall and Brandon Knight, players who combined speed, physical strength, and vision to dominate the court. However, everything changed when Ryan Harrow returned to the team as the starting point guard. Harrow, who had started the season as the primary playmaker, resumed the position after recovering from health and personal issues. This decision, while understandable at the time, drastically altered Goodwin's role within the team. The young rookie was repositioned to the shooting guard position, the number 2 position, where his game, naturally less suited to Calipari's style, began to negatively impact him. Without the ball in his hands and forced to adopt a more passive role, focused on long-range shots and predefined movements, Goodwin struggled to adapt. "That wasn't my game," Goodwin said during the interview. "I was more of a downhill player, someone who needed the ball in my hands to create plays and pressure the defense. When I was put into a catch-and-shoot role, I lost my rhythm and started forcing things." This tactical shift, he says, contributed significantly to the team's instability. The lack of clarity regarding individual roles and Goodwin's forced adaptation to a role that didn't maximize his strengths resulted in a noticeable decline in his offensive production. To outsiders, this was interpreted as a drop in personal performance, but Goodwin argues that the issue was more structural than individual. Another crucial factor affecting the team was the devastating injury suffered by Nerlens Noel, considered the team's defensive heart. A ruptured anterior cruciate ligament ACL during a game against Florida ruled Noel out for the season, leaving Kentucky without its key defensive weapon. While Noel was a dominant presence while healthy, his absence further exposed the weaknesses of a young and inexperienced squad, especially in terms of depth and maturity. Goodwin admitted that the injury had a psychological impact on the group, as the team lost not only a key player but also a significant part of its collective morale. Reflecting on the season, Goodwin also touched on an interesting point: tradition of transforming Kentucky into the so-called University of Point Guards. Over the years, the coach has built his reputation on utilizing athletic, aggressive point guards capable of controlling the pace of the game and leading quick transitions. The absence of a true playmaker on the 2012-13 roster was a difficult hurdle to overcome. It's important to note that Goodwin doesn't place all the blame on the system or Calipari's decisions, but he does draw lessons from his experiences.